Howdy folks, Elcorex here, and welcome to Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 56. And today we're going to be talking about a 40-ton mech, the Cicada. Which, if you play the video game, you see a cicada quite a bit, but a lot of times it doesn't see much use on the table unless you're using it as a pure scout. So, what do we need to do about this thing? Let's talk about it. Alright, the Cicada, 40 tons. It's a 8-12-0. Doesn't have any jump jets. So it's a medium mech that is a speedster. So it gets around pretty quick. And if you think about it, it's kind of similar to its cousin with the 40-tonner, the Assassin, which we'll get into here probably soon. But the Cicada, it does get some use every once in a while. Now, it does have a problem. It has an armor factor of 64, which means it's pretty much you hit this thing anywhere with anything with a AC-10 or a PPC, you're in the crit department. Now, for weapons, it carries 2 medium lasers and a small laser. So, 2 medium lasers in right and left torso, and a small laser in the center torso. So, you can almost think of the arms, which it doesn't have any hands. If you look at the picture, they're just like a blade of armor. You know, this place is to shoot off while you're working your way in towards the center. Now, how do I use this mech? It's a pure scout, 100%. With a major drawback. You're looking at a very fast mech that can get in and out with some weapon systems that are up close and personal, but you're looking at no jump jets. And with a medium laser and a small laser, you are a late combat factor. Alright? What do I mean by that? If you're not using it as a scout for running in with anything, yeah, it's just the same story over and over again. Your eyes and ears of your company. So you're spotting for your following forces like your archers, your dervishes, anything of that nature, catapults that has some LRMs on it. And you're using this guy as the spotting for looking at targets and shooting over any obstacles. Works pretty good in the straight line in like a city fight. You know, it could you dash down the street, get eyes on something, but the biggest problem, no jump jets. So when it comes to a city fight, it's going to have some major limitations. So it has to run down the alleyways. It's got to run down the streets. And yeah, sure, it's fast. It gets the job done in that department. But you're looking at something that, if it needs to displace quickly, it's going to do it with its feet, not some jump jets that can get over an obstacle, get in behind someplace, get in behind somebody really quick, and then jump out. And yeah, it can move with 12, so you're looking at some decent modifiers there. If you can run in a straight line, but you know how the game works sometimes. You know, if you got to run through some woods, or you got to go try to get in some heavy cover and increasing your modifiers so they're not going to be gunning you down, it's harder and you're going to be moving slower. All right, so that could be a problem. So you have to think way out in advance where you're going to put this thing, what kind of cover you're going to try to run to, and then move out and try to figure out ways of mitigating them shooting at you. And if that's the problem, and if you can't do it, your armor's not going to help you any. Now, one lucky thing is you don't have any ammo on this thing, so if they do hit you, the odds are you might just lose a medium laser or a small laser, but they're still going to be working their way in towards the center and eventually nuking this mech. Now, there are a few variants in the game with this thing. Not that they're really great. We got the one, let's see, I think it's the B version, carries 2 hot seat flamers. Okay, this one experimental carries this one is alright. One of these was not equipped with the small laser but carried 2 hot seat flamers. So basically you got the medium lasers and you drop the small laser for a flamer, so you got 2 medium lasers and a flamer, and at the expense of even more armor. Now, it gives you something to shoot at some infantry, but when you got 16 or 8 points less of armor that's scattered around your mech, infantry can even start doing a number on you. So I've never run that version before. Another version mounts the PPC in the center torso and some two Browning machine guns. So basically you're taking a lot of tonnage, throwing it in the center. But that one, how that one does it, because you don't have that much armor if you're an 812, it has to be dropped down to a 711. Alright, so you're a 711 with a PPC and 2 machine guns, and the end result there is that I think it even carries 1 more heatsink. So it's a little slower, but it has more range capability. So that one can be used to some good effect, but you still got the problem with the armor. You know, if you're not able to get in some place where you're gonna get some modifiers on you that isn't through speed, somebody's gonna take a pot shot at you, and eventually they may hit that machine gun ammo, and next thing you're gone. So I've never quite been a fan of that one, and we can discuss that here in a second, what I like to do. Now, with this mech, have in the past, either most of the time I just run it when I do have it in some pickup games or something. I usually just run it as a standard book mech. But if you want to tinker around with it, if you're you can take the one version that already put the small engine in it, dropped it down to a 711. I have been, with what I do with that one, I drop off that PPC and I turn around. It's a 711-7. Put jump jets on it, so it's more versatile, and then it has 3 medium lasers and some more armor, so you're looking at 120 points of armor on that thing. That's what I usually do with mine. So I take that one version, drop the PPC and the machine guns, and just put some medium lasers on it, and then allow that thing to be able to jump, make it into a true scout. And yeah, it's not has the long range capability, but I just move it right back into the better scouting role that it has. So I'm just taking a variant that already exists and then making it a little bit better to suit my needs and how I like to play one. Alright, so there's not much tinkering with it other than making it, on my version, a little bit better, in my opinion, how I like to play. Alright, your mileage may vary. You may like that PPC on there, but think about this. Instead of a PPC, make it a large laser. Take those 2 extra tons and put a little more armor on this thing, alright? Or some more jump jets. You know, something to help that thing move around a little bit better. So it could be a 711-4, and then, or even that, you can drop that extra heatsink that's on there and make it a 711-6. Okay? So it doesn't jump as much. You still have a large laser for a little bit of long range and some medium lasers. Alright. So that's a little bit better. Now, if you have anything else that you like to do with this thing, let me know. But overall, it's not a well-used mech in the medium department. And I can understand why. Because when you look at it, you just kind of gloss over and go, oh yeah, it's fast. But would I get better use out of using a Jenner? Alright? A Jenner might be a better use especially if you like the one version that has the LRMs on it. So you can harass somebody with some LRM5s. Now you could, well, that's a good idea. Let's look at the one. Let's bring something up here real quick while I'm in this. Take that version, drop that there. Alright, let's try something here. I'm playing with my systems here. Go to missiles, put an LRM5, add. Then 2 medium lasers. Sorry folks, here I'm just thinking out loud all of a sudden. Alright. Okay. You could take that one version, I think it's the C version, and you can make it a 711-4 with an LRM5 and 2 medium lasers. So you got a long-range harassing LRM on it, 2 medium lasers for up close and personal in their face, and you got some jump jets to help it possibly get over an obstacle, which moves it more into helping it with a city fight. Okay, and that's what I always like to do. Now, if you want to make it a little bit better jumper, you could scrap more armor, drop it down to 104 points of armor, and make it a 711-5, which is a little more versatile. That give you a few more modifiers when you're jumping, and get you possibly into some better cover. All right, at the expense of a little bit of armor. That's up to you if you want to do it that way. But overall, I don't mind the mech too much. It does get use, but there are times I just think that there's something else better out there that might just fit the bill, and you might find yourself using a Jenner. But hey, if you're working on battle value points and you want to slide something in that's a little cheaper into the mix, that might be something to think about in the long run. Alright, we'll talk to you with the next one. This is Hellcrex, and we'll see you on this flip side.